Welcome back to the deep dive. I hope you're comfortable. I've got my coffee here. Actually, it's my second one, which might explain the energy levels. But we need it.
Oh, we definitely need it.
We have quite the session ahead of us. We are settling into a very specific, very electric moment in time today. It is February 4th, 2026.
It is indeed. And if you look around the cultural landscape right now, the energy is, well, it's frantic, it is massive, and it is fascinatingly contradictory.
That is the perfect way to describe it. It feels like we are straddling two different worlds. We're sitting in a moment where the box office is absolutely exploding with what the trade calls mass cinema-shattering records that we thought were untouchable. But at the exact same time, we have this digital tsunami happening on our small screens that is completely rewriting the rules of who or what a star actually is.
Exactly. We are seeing the definition of stardom stretch in two directions simultaneously. On one hand, you have the theater experience becoming this colossal, almost religious event, again, loud, communal, gigantic. And on the other, you have the intimate living room dominance of streaming platforms that are aggressively capturing our attention spans with something totally different.
So on the menu for today's deep dive, we're going to unpack the absolute monster that is Dhurandhar. I mean, the numbers coming in for this Revue Singh vehicle are, frankly, ridiculous.
Yeah, they're hard to even comprehend.
We're talking about history being rewritten in real time.
We are, and we'll look at what that success says about the audience's appetite in 2026, because numbers are never just numbers, they are psychology. But we're also going to look at the other side of the coin, the massive Netflix 2026 slate that just dropped.
Oh, the slate is huge. And we have to talk about that viral AI video reimagining K3G with Hollywood stars, which is equal parts impressive and terrifying.
It really is. Plus, we're taking a trip down memory lane to 1977 to see where this mass blueprint actually came from. And we've got some deeply human stories from the industry, from Priyanka Chopra's past to Sisant Chaturvedi's linguistic roots.
So buckle up. We are going from the billions at the box office to the quiet, sometimes darker corners of fame. Let's dive in.
Let's do it.
Okay, let's start with the elephant in the room, or rather, the T-Rex in the room, Dhurandhar.
The behemoth. Yes.
We are looking at figures here that don't even feel real. Revue Singh's Dhurandhar has grossed approximately Rs1300 crore worldwide.
Just pause and let that number sink in for a second. 1,300 crore. That is a GDP of a small island nation. It's an industry in and of itself.
It's astronomical.
Yeah.
And the headline here isn't just the raw number. It's the bodies it has stepped over to get there. We're seeing reports that it has beaten Dangal. It has beaten Border. It has beaten K3G.
And these aren't just movies, are they?
No. These are cultural pillars.
That's the key context. When you beat Dangal, you aren't just selling tickets, you are penetrating markets that Indian cinema usually struggles to maximize, globally and domestically. That film had a very specific, almost universal appeal.
The family, the underdog story.
Exactly. And beating Border and K3G, that signifies that Dhurandhar has managed to tap into a multi-generational appeal. Think about it. Border was the ultimate Patriots adrenaline rush.
Absolutely.
K3G was the ultimate family melodrama. For Dhurandhar to surpass both, it means it has synthesized those emotions. It's got the emotional hook of a K3G and the visceral adrenaline of a Border. It's a quadrant hit. Everyone is going. Teenagers, parents, grandparents.
And it's Revue Singh. I feel like for a few years, people were questioning where his trajectory was going. There was a lot of chatter about whether his brand was becoming too eclectic, maybe a bit too niche. Right. But this cements him as a box office god, doesn't it?
It absolutely does. You know, Revue has always had that chameleon quality, but Dhurandhar proves he can carry a massive scale production, a high-stakes IP on his shoulders alone. He's not just a character actor in a lead role anymore. He is the engine of the industry. He's the main event.
Totally.
But here's where it gets really interesting. It's not just about this movie, it's about the universe building.
Oh, you mean the revenge?
Precisely. They didn't just release a movie. They launched a franchise.
Mm-hmm.
The teaser for Dhurandhar. The revenge is already out, and the rumor mill is spinning so fast it might catch fire.
I saw this. The picture. The viral picture.
The picture of Salman Khan.
By John himself. There is massive speculation, and in Bollywood, smoke usually means fire, that Salman Khan is going to have the biggest cameo in the sequel.
I mean, can you even imagine?
No.
If that pans out, think about the business logic there. You have Ranveer Singh, who has just delivered a 1,300 crore hit. He owns the current generation's energy. And then you add Salman Khan, the original mass hero, the guy who commands loyalty from the single screens like no one else, into the mix for the sequel. That isn't just a casting choice. That is an insurance policy for box office dominance.
That's like the Avengers of Indian mass cinema. It's blending two distinct eras of high-energy performance. You essentially lock down the opening weekend of the sequel before a single ticket is sold. It's almost too big.
It's a guaranteed 500 crore opening weekend. Easy. But while Dhurandhar is eating up all the oxygen, there are other players on the field who are playing a very different, but, a very successful game.
Right. We shouldn't overlook the tortoise in this race. Mardaani 3. Rani Mukherjee. She's inevitable, isn't she?
She is consistent, and consistency is a currency that is so undervalued in Bollywood. Mardaani 3 crossed 22 crore on day 5. Now, compared to 1,300 crore, that sounds small. It sounds like a rounding error.
Right, it seems tiny.
But you have to look at the ROI and the trend line.
It's rising, right? The reports say interest is going up day by day.
Exactly. Dhurandhar is the hair-explosive, front-loaded opening. Everyone rushes to see the spectacle. Mardaani 3 relies on franchise familiarity. People know what they're going to get with Shivani Shivaji Roy and Rani's incredible credibility.
You know what you're getting.
You don't go to a Rani Mukherjee film expecting fluff. You go for grit. You go for craft. And that audience shows up steadily over weeks. It's a word-of-mouth asset. It builds.
It proves that you don't need 1,000 explosions to have a hit. You just need trust. But speaking of explosions, let's talk about the nostalgia wave. Border 2, Sunny Deol.
The return of the roar. Border 2 has crossed Rs 280 crore by the end of week 2.
That is a massive number for a sequel coming decades after the original.
It was huge. It definitely got that Republic Day boost. Patriotism and Sunny Deol are a match made in box office heaven. It's a formula that it never fails.
Never.
But the analysis shows it's slowing down faster than expected.
Running out of steam?
A little bit. It's the classic nostalgia curve. You get a massive initial burst because everyone who loved the original in 1997 shooks up and they bring their kids. But to sustain it past 300, 400 crore, you need the film to stand completely on its own for a new generation.
For the 16-year-old.
For the 16-year-old in 2026 who has no emotional connection to the first Border. It seems Border 2 is a massive hit, but perhaps not a long-tail cultural phenomenon like Dhurandhar.
It's interesting how release dates play into this. We saw a strategic retreat recently, didn't we, Betty?
Yes, the Ram Charan and Janvi Kapoor's Starer, it's been postponed to April 30.
And the reason is literally to avoid getting crushed.
Well, the official phrasing is avoiding competition, but yes, they were looking at a clash with Dhurandhar 2 and Toxic.
Toxic is the Yash film, right? After KGF.
Correct. And looking at the 1,300 crore of Dhurandhar, moving petty is not cowardice, it's brilliant chess. In the old days, stars had these massive egos where moving a release date was seen as weakness. I will clash and I will win.
Right, it was a point of pride.
Exactly. But the data shows that screen counts are finite. If you split screens with a juggernaut, you are voluntarily capping your revenue. Moving to April gives them a clean run. It shows that producers are becoming more corporate, more data-driven. The ego battle is dying. Profitability is winning.
Which is healthy for the industry. We need all these films to make money. Okay, so that's the cinema hall, but let's teleport to the living room. Because Netflix just dropped their 2026 slate, and it feels like a red carpet event in itself.
It essentially was. I mean, they had Tripti Dimri doing a GRWM Get Ready With Me video just to hype the announcement event.
No way.
Oh, yeah. That tells you everything about the demographic they are targeting. It's that Instagram native audience.
But looking at the list of names, is the line between film star and OTT star officially dead? I feel like we've been asking this for years, but this slate, this feels like the final nail in the coffin.
I think 2026 is the tombstone for that distinction. Look at the names. Sunny Deol, Akshay Khanna, Anil Kapoor, Madhuri Dixit, Saif Ali Khan, Manoj Bajpayee.
These are marquee names. These are people who open films.
These are people who 5 or 10 years ago might have seen streaming as a step down or a retirement plan. If you couldn't open a movie on Friday, you went to OTT. Now, it's where the creative meat is. Streaming allows them to tell stories that a box office obsessed with 1,300 crore numbers simply won't fund.
That's a great point. You can't make a nuanced, slow-burn thriller if you need to sell popcorn to 1 billion people.
Exactly. Take Legacy, for example. It's one of the new announcements. Madhavan, Abhishek Bannerjee, Nimisha Sajayan. It's a drama about a fight for a royal throne.
Sounds intense. And that cast, wow.
Right. With actors like Madhavan and Nimisha Sajayan, you know it's going to be performance-heavy. This isn't about item songs. It's about political intrigue, dialogue, silence that thrives on Netflix.
And then you have the return of the comfort watches. The Great Indian Kapil Show is back for Season 5.
It's a staple now. It's the digital equivalent of turning on the TV on a Sunday night. You know what you're getting. It's reliable. It just works.
And Mismatched Season 4, Prajakta and Rohit Saraf.
The cozy romance. It's interesting. Mismatched has really cultivated a loyal fan base. It's not trying to be Game of Thrones. It's trying to be a warm hug. And people need that.
I think we all need that.
We do. And Netflix needs retention. Comfort shows keep you from canceling your subscription month after month.
Speaking of Prajakta, we have to talk about Bhuvan Bam. Dindora Season 2 is announced.
This is a fascinating trajectory. It's the ultimate case study. Bhuvan Bam started in his room, filming himself playing multiple characters on a phone.
With, like, no budget.
Zero budget. Now he is a headliner for a Netflix slate alongside Madhuri Dixit.
It's the ultimate democratization of talent. It's proof of concept.
It is. It proves that if you have the audience, the platform will follow you. He didn't wait for the industry to give him a break. He built his own industry, BBK Vines, and then Netflix bought into it. It's a power move.
There's some other really intriguing titles here, too. Chumbak caught my eye. Nina Gupta, Sumit Vyas, Deverakonda.
That cast screams quality. It has that seal of approval right away.
It's described as an old Mumbai comedy drama. A slice of life.
And that's so important. Amidst all the Dhurandhar action and legacy throne battles, you need Chumbak. You need stories about neighbors, about shared meals, about the small quirks of living in a city. Nina Gupta is the queen of that genre.
Oh, absolutely.
We are losing these stories in the cinema because they don't make 500 crores. Streaming is preserving the soul of the city narrative.
She really is. And then there's Made in Korea.
Ah, yes. The Holly Wave collision.
Priyanka Mohan's character, Shenba, goes to Seoul. This is the Holly Wave crashing into Bollywood, isn't it?
It was inevitable. The consumption of K-dramas in India is massive, consistently in the top 10 on streaming platforms. It makes total sense for Indian storytellers to start bridging that gap.
Right. It's not a gimmick.
It's not a gimmick. It's reflecting the reality of what young Indians are obsessed with. A girl going to Seoul to find herself. That is a dream scenario for half of Gen Z right now.
Totally. And then there's #Levy
Right.
with Arjun and Aishwarya Lekshmi.
Chemistry versus compatibility. That's the tagline.
It's a debate as old as time, but with Arjun Das's voice, I mean, come on.
A voice alone does half the work. It could be about anything. But again, notice the regional crossover. Arjun Das and Aishwarya Lekshmi are stars who have transcended their specific regional industries to become pan-Indian streaming favorites.
That's a good point.
Netflix is very smart about blurring those language lines. They just want talent.
It's a melting pot. But, you know, while we look at these shiny slates and box office numbers, I always like to peel back the curtain a bit. The industry isn't just numbers, it's people. And we had some really raw human stories come out this week that remind us of the cost of all this.
We did. It was a heady week for personal revelations. They remind us that the journey to the screen is often much rougher than the final product looks.
Let's start with Siddhant Chaturvedi. He gave this interview about his film Duriwan Se Hermain.
Right. And he talked about his roots.
He's from Balia, UP. But he said something that I think a lot of urban migrants can relate to. He said, for 5-6 years, even my Hindi was broken.
That's a profound statement. For a listener outside India, broken Hindi might sound strange for an Indian actor, but he's talking about code switching. He's saying that in the process of becoming a Mumbai actor, of fitting into the cosmopolitan mold, he lost touch with his natural dialect, his Bhojpuri connection.
He even mentioned his mother pronounces it Akshay Kumar instead of Akshay.
She's so authentic, but the insight here is that for this role, he had to unlearn the polish. He had to go back. He had to reconnect with that UP heritage to find the authenticity for the character.
Wow.
It shows that acting isn't always about putting on a mask. Sometimes it's about taking one off and remembering where you came from. The industry forces homogenization, and he had to fight back to find his voice again.
I love that. But then we have a much darker story about roots. Priyanka Chopra.
Yes. This was a chilling revelation.
Her mother, Mother Chopra, spoke about their time in Bareilly. She revealed that Priyanka was stalked by boys when she was just a teenager, It got so bad that one boy broke in, and her father had to install iron bars on the windows.
It stops you in your tracks. We look at Priyanka Chopra now as this global icon of power citadel, Hollywood, Bollywood, the power suits. She seems invincible. But this story strips all that away. It reminds us of the vulnerability of women, period. It doesn't matter if you were destined for greatness. In that moment, in Bareilly, she was just a young girl who wasn't safe in her own home.
It really grounds the glamour. It's a reminder that safety is a privilege that many, even future stars, have to fight for.
And it also reframes her resilience. You don't go through that and not come out with a certain steeliness, that ambition, that drive to conquer the world. Perhaps it comes from a place of needing to build her own armor.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Now, another side of the industry's harshness, the cutting room floor.
The editorial guillotine.
We heard about Govinda's role in Mani Ratnam's Ravan.
A role that essentially disappeared, vanished.
Can you imagine? You are Govinda, a legend. You shoot for Mani Ratnam, one of the greatest directors. And then, nothing. The film comes out, and you're not in it.
The co-actor mentioned the film changed during editing, and that is the brutal reality of filmmaking. It's not personal, it's structural. Sometimes a character, no matter how well acted, just disrupts the flow of the final narrative.
But that has to sting.
Oh, of course. For an actor of Govinda's stature, that has to sting. It shows that no matter who you are just raw material in the director's hands. You serve the story.
It's humbling.
Yeah.
And speaking of the struggle to stay relevant, Kalpana Iyer made a statement too.
The vamp of the 80s? She spoke about her long break. She said plainly, Bollywood has changed, didn't get work all these years.
It's heartbreaking, but honest. The industry moves on, the archetypes change. We don't really have vamps anymore in the same way.
We don't. We have gray characters, but the specific role of the vamp, the Bindu, the Helen, the Kalpana Iyer, that disappeared. And when the archetype disappears, the specialist actors are left stranded. It's a call for the industry to value its veterans more, to write roles for them.
For sure. But then sometimes the madness of the industry is what creates magic. We have to talk about Irfan Khan and D-Day.
The laughs. This is a great anecdote. I love this story.
So apparently Irfan refused the film initially. He said no.
Right. He wasn't interested. And the only reason he eventually said yes was because Anurag Kashyap called him and said, Nikhil bahak gaya tha.
He's gone mad.
Meaning the director was so possessed, so irrationally passionate about the project that Irfan had to do it. It wasn't about the script anymore.
That is the ultimate compliment in art, isn't it? This guy is crazy, so I'm in.
It is. Irfan knew that safe directors make safe movies. Mad directors make memorable ones. And D-Day was memorable. It's a beautiful little insight into how artists make decisions. It's not always about money or scripts. Sometimes it's just about the vibe of the captain of the ship.
Absolute genius. Okay, let's take a breather from the present and rewind the clock. We are going back to 1977.
A great year.
We're flashing back to Chacha Bhatija.
Mohan Desai, the professor, the master.
The film starred Dharmendra and Ranbir Kapoor. Now, why are we talking about this specific film today?
Because if you look at Dhurandhar in 2026, its DNA is directly traceable to Chacha Bhatija in 1977.
Unpack that.
Mohan Desai was the architect of the masala genre. Before this, you had action films, you had comedies, you had dramas. Desai said, why not put them all in a blender? Chacha Bhatija had Dharmendra, who was the He-Man action star, doing subtle comedy. It had emotional drama about a crime boss raising his sister's son. It had hit music, Ternam Ternam.
So it was the original thali meal, a bit of everything.
Exactly. That is the perfect analogy, and that is what Ranveer Singh is doing today. Dhurandhar is successful because it is following the Mohan Desai rulebook. Give the audience every emotion in 3 hours. Don't specialize. Generalize the entertainment.
And Dharmendra's range was incredible back then. We forget because he became the action guy. But his comic timing was impeccable.
So underrated. And Ranbir Kapoor held his own too. It was a rarity to combine full action with comedy so seamlessly. It's the blueprint for everything we call commercial cinema today.
Yeah, jumping forward a bit to 1994, another blast from the past surfaced this week, the pageant wars.
The eternal question, Sushmita Sen or Aishwarya Rai.
Ruby Bhatia, who was there, recently commented on why Sushmita won Miss India that year over Aishwarya, who was the heavy favorite.
And her verdict was fascinating. She called Sushmita intelligent, a woman of substance.
It's interesting because Aishwarya is obviously intelligent too, but Sushmita had this presence, this wit.
He had a spontaneity. I think that moment in 1994 defined 90s pop culture because it presented two different ideals of Indian womanhood to the world. Aishwarya was the classical, almost ethereal beauty, perfection.
Right.
Sushmita was the articulate, modern, confident underdog, the one who won with her words as much as her looks.
And both went on to conquer the world in their own ways. But it's wild that we are still analyzing that one night in 1994, 3 decades later.
It was a watershed moment. It launched the global obsession with Indian beauty queens. It changed the aspiration of a generation of young women.
Okay, let's come back to 2026 and get into some spicy cultural conversations.
There is always drama.
The influencer versus actor debate.
It just will not die.
It's heating up. So on the reality show The 50, Prince Narula and Riddhi Dogra apparently slammed content creators.
The quote was quite harsh. Jab se ye aaye hain, industry khatam ho gaye hai.
Which means...
Since they arrived, the industry is finished.
Ouch. They are claiming influencers lack professional ethics and just generate artificial hype.
It's a common grievance from the traditional side. It's a classic gatekeeper reaction. They feel they worked their way up through auditions and theater, while creators just made 30-second reels and got famous. It feels unfair to them.
But isn't that a bit rich? I mean, we just talked about Bhuvan Bam.
Precisely. That is the counterpoint. Bhuvan Bam is leading a Netflix slate. Chacha is on season 4 of a hit show. You cannot say the industry is finished when these creators are literally fueling the industry right now. They are bringing the audience to the industry.
It feels like gatekeeping, doesn't it?
It is gatekeeping. And let's be real, Prince Narula himself came from reality TV, which was looked down upon by film actors 15 years ago. Now reality TV stars look down on Instagrammers. It's just the cycle of hierarchy.
That's so true.
Talent is talent. At the end of the day, if an influencer can act, they stay. If they can't, they fade. The audience is the filter, not Prince Narula.
Boom. Mic drop. Speaking of the establishment, let's talk about the star kids of 2026. The article calls them the kitty.
Janvi, Sarah, Ananya, Suhana, Shania.
In 2026, these aren't the new kids anymore, are they?
No, they are the veterans now. They are the establishment. They've been around for years.
It's interesting how the nepotism conversation has evolved. A few years ago, it was pure rage. Now
it's acceptance mixed with utility. Look at Petty. It stars Janvi Kapoor alongside Ram Charan. These actresses have become the dependable talent pool for big commercial projects. The industry relies on them to bring a certain gloss and brand value.
So the rage is cooled into, okay, if they're good, we'll watch them.
Pretty much. And they have all delivered hits by now. They've proven they can hold a screen. The debate has shifted from why are they here to what are they doing next, which is a more productive conversation.
Which is progress, I guess.
It's stability.
For better or worse. Now, for something completely unstable and slightly hallucinated, AI.
Oh, boy.
Did you see the Key 3G video?
The Hollywood reimagining, I couldn't look away. It was mesmerizingly weird.
It's viral for a reason. George Clooney as Yashvardhan Raichan, Amitabh Bachchan. Meryl Streep as Nandini, Jaya Bachchan. Tom Cruise as Rahul, SRK.
Laughed. The casting is bizarrely perfect in an uncanny valley sort of way. George Clooney definitely has that patrician, don't cross me authority that Bachchan had. And Meryl Streep crying over a thali, I'd pay to see it.
And Margot Robbie as Pooh.
It's raining men. That actually fits perfectly. I can see it.
Karan Johar reacted to it too.
He had to. It's his baby. But this raises a fun, slightly creepy question about the future. We are watching AI cast movies. How long before AI makes the movie?
That's the scary part. Right now, it's a funny video. In 5 years, could we actually generate a version of K3G with Tom Cruise just for fun?
We might, but here is the catch, and maybe the saving grace for humans. The video copied the faces, but could it copy the parampara?
The cultural soul.
Exactly. K3G works because of its specific melodramatic Indian emotional logic. It works because of the parampara, pratishtha, anushasan. AI struggles with cultural nuance. It can give you Tom Cruise's face, but can it make him touch his elder's feet with genuine conviction? I doubt it.
AI needs a software update for Sanskar.
Definitely. A Sanskar patch.
All right, let's look ahead. Future Watch. What is coming down the pipe?
Some heavy hitters.
Priyanka Chopra again. She has signed a film called Varanasi with S.S. Rajamouli.
This is the Titan collaboration. Rajamouli is the biggest director in India. Priyanka is the biggest global crossover star. This is a statement project.
But the report says she signed with one condition.
The mystery condition.
What do we think it is? What's your guess?
Knowing Priyanka, it's probably something about ownership or creative input. She's a producer now. She doesn't just want to be the heroine standing behind the hero. She probably wants agency in the character. She wants a say in how the pie is baked. Maybe co-producer credit.
Or maybe she just demanded good craft services. That's my guess.
Flaps. I need hot sauce on set at all times. Fair enough.
But seriously, Varanasi with Rajamouli, that is going to be visually spectacular.
It will be an event, a global cinematic event.
Let's do a quick fire trailer roundup. There is a lot of regional content hitting the screens.
Yes. Nellikkampoyil Night Riders.
Try saying that 3 times fast.
I won't dare. It's on ZEE5. It's a Malayalam film starring Mathew Thomas.
Horror, comedy, suspense in a village setting.
Malayalam cinema excels at this, taking a small village setting and making it feel like the center of the universe. Mathew Thomas is a fantastic young talent. This sounds like a sleeper hit you watch at 2 a.m.
Then we have Asi, Taapsee Pannu.
Reteaming with Anubhav Sinha after Mulk. That's a powerful combination.
She plays a lawyer again.
This duo works. Anubhav Sinha deals with hard-hitting social issues, and Taapsee has the intensity to carry that. If it's anything like Mulk or Thapad, it's going to spark conversations, it will be controversial, and it will be watched.
And Takshakudu.
Supernatural drama. A blind man in a cursed cave.
That sounds terrifying.
It does. It's about perception and survival. I love that we are seeing high-concept horror in Indian cinema. It's a genre that was neglected for a long time.
Finally, in the business world, Ananya Birla is making moves.
Launching Birla Studios.
Culturally relevant, prestige-driven commercial films. That's the mission statement.
It's significant. When the Birla name enters the chat, it brings serious capital. It suggests that corporate India still sees massive growth potential in Bollywood storytelling. They aren't just here to make money. Notice the word prestige. They want Oscars. They want global acclaim.
That's interesting.
It's a shift from Bollywood as business to Bollywood as soft power.
It's a sign of a shifting landscape. New money means new kinds of risks can be taken.
Absolutely.
Okay, before we wrap up, we have a little mystery for our listeners.
A historical nugget. A bit of homework.
We read a report about a mystery blockbuster from 1969.
The year is key.
This film ran for 100 days. It sold 89 million tickets, it earned 9 times its budget, and it turned a newbie into a superstar overnight.
We aren't going to say the name.
Nope. But if you know who the first superstar of Bollywood is, if you know the song Mir Sapno Ki Rani,
yeah,
you know the answer.
Go Google it if you don't. It's the film that changed everything. It marks the moment the romantic hero took over the industry. It's a foundational text.
It really is. And looking back at that, from the romance of 1969 to the Masala 1977, all the way to the 1,300 crore magnitude of 2026, it's been quite a journey.
The medium changes. We went from single screens to multiplexes to smartphones. But the hunger for a story, that hasn't changed a bit.
Well said. Whether it's Ranveer Singh smashing villains or Neena Gupta sharing a laugh in a Mumbai chawl, we're all just looking for a connection.
Always.
That's a wrap for this deep dive. Thank you for hanging out with us in the chaos of Bollywood.
It's been a pleasure.
From headlines to heartbeats, you've been listening to Bollywood Deep Dive by IndiaRevue.com. Catch you where the stories are.